So here I am doing another small timber frame job. I've just cut this roof on here. So this is just a small hipped end, existing building. You see this all the time if you're in general building. We're coming away from there, build it on lay boards, and all the way through to a nice hipped end over here. It's got a skeeted ceiling up here. So what that means is that the ceiling is higher than the plate. So it's anyone who pitches roofs knows this is an awkward one because you've got to put your rafters in first and then your ceiling joists, so you have to sort of stage it all out. We had a tower scaffold in there to make it all nice and safe for working on. And we're also doing an extension on the back. So we've just got the oversight in for it, all the foundations are in. And so the next phase is we're going to take the whole back wall out of this house down here. We've got 16 odd steels to go in. We've got ground beams, we've got stanchions, all different size steels. So that's certainly going to keep us busy. So Andy's here as well. He's doing some carpentry work. Say hello, Andy. And then he's going to be covering in this roof.
Andy's a roofer.
He's a bloody good roofer. He can do beautiful cement work. He's really good at second-hand clay tiles, you know, all the craftsmanship that goes into putting a roof on with second-hand clays, reclaimed tiles and that sort of stuff. So yeah, he's going to be doing this. We've got a couple of bedrooms in this extension and an ensuite. We've used the Egger floor here, which is the one that can take the rain for up to 6 weeks. So it's a glued flooring system. And if you look down closely, you'll see that all of the joints, that's where the glue oozes out. And that is actually what gives it that weather protection. Here's my outside workshop. I really do enjoy setting up a bit of a workshop outside. Got a table saw, got a chop saw. We've got about 3 different types of circular saw. All I'm doing with this is noggins. Everything else is done with a circular saw. So all my rafter cuts, always with a circular saw. One constantly set up on the 45 for my jacks. Impact wrench, doing the bolts up, M12 bolts. And here we have some metal work. So all over this job, we've got metal stockpiled, ready to go in. We've dug a big foundation under the house. It goes down 1.5 metres. It's mass filled with concrete just under the old oversight. And then we're going to be putting a very big steel which goes right out over onto the line of the new extension. That one goes in first, and that enables me then to punch into it either side with a couple of smaller beams which take out some of the back wall. So that's the first job. So we're currently just putting our needles in at Croton and Strong Boys, which is a very important part of the job. And the complication here is we've got 3 different heights of steel. We've got a 254, which is 10-inch in old money. We've got 152s with a 10mm plate. We've got 203s with a 10mm plate. So I've designed everything that the bottom is all level. So that means that the 254 goes pushed up first, the 152 goes under the old wall plate, 203 takes place of the old wall plate. So there's a little bit of messing around. So it's really crucial if you're doing anything like this that you get your datums right, you find the lowest point. So wherever the building is at its lowest is where you're setting out from. So that's the top of the lowest point in our case where the joists are over this bay. There's no way you're going to get that back up. There's only timber breastmers in this house, which are no good because they shrink in their height, so everything settles and sinks. So we'll be getting rid of all those breastmers. But that's where we'll start our steel work, from that pinch point there, because you can't shave steel down, and the last thing you want to do is run it in out level. That's bad news.
So all this is hidden inside the ceilings, is it?
No, in this case, we are bulkheads, so we're actually going to be landing them directly underneath and picking up the wall and the joists that are built in. So a lot of you might have had to do in the past, cutting them in so they push up. Now that is quite complicated, and I personally feel you're really jeopardising this existing structure because you're needling above, and in this case, if you've got bedrooms that people don't want to wreck, it can put a lot of money on the job. So if people aren't precious about a completely flat soffit or ceiling going through, I think it's a safer way to go. It's more cost effective, and when people are actually told what the difference is between trying to get it up from a logistic point of view safely and also from the cost point of view, they soon get used to the idea, actually I can handle a bulkhead, we'll make a feature of it. So here we have the position of the steels. Going to come through here, all the way through, post here in place of this pier, post here on the rear line of the new wall. We've got another post here which takes the big one I just spoke about, the 254, which gets punched all the way back in. That effectively picks up the old corner. This building was extended, so we're picking up the old flank wall and the old corner. And once we've got that one in, it's all grouted off. All of the bases are grouted and fixed. Then we're going to pull this section out. We've got to dig a big foundation through for a ground beam. So it's a matter of putting a bit in, needling it all, stitching it all in, packing it all up, and then going for the next bit. So that's why these jobs can be time consuming. This is probably a week and a half's work to get all this through and done, if we're lucky.